So, yesterday, the state of Alabama announced that they would be shutting down schools for the remainder of the year. Many Americans were shocked when they heard the news that people actually go to school in Alabama.
Oh my god. I don't know what's from Alabama.
That's a pretty good one.
Good. I'll say a 4 out of 5.
A 4?
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay. So, members of the Houston Astros have tested negative for COVID-19, which is obviously great. But some inside sources say that they knew those results were coming.
Oh.
Because of the cheating?
Because of the cheating.
I hope we have some sports fans out there.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a quarantine twist on some classic literature. Okay, just give it a sec. Romeo, oh Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? End scene. During this quarantine, people everywhere are continuing to discover and try out new and creative passions, like learning a new instrument or things like that. In related news, the assault rate of aspiring violinists has risen sharply. Do you want to read this? Okay. Well, one good thing about the quarantine that's great is that you can finally finish a game of Monopoly.
Then yeah.
Yeah. Oh, then yeah, for sure. Okay.
It was good. That's true.
Okay. With everyone working from home, a new type of mid-level micromanager has emerged during this time we're all working from home. So businesses now are using the abbreviation for these at-home micromanagers. They're using the abbreviation WIFE to describe these folks. So during this time at home, gender norms and household roles have been flipped a little bit. Because everybody's at home and normally things that husband and wife do, they're kind of flipped a little bit. So it's great. Now, many men now are cooking dinner, and women are saying that they'll do the dishes sometime tomorrow when they're not so sleepy.
Sleepy?
That's me. It's like, oh, I'll do the dishes, but can I do them tomorrow? I'm tired.
That's really funny because it's true.
The pandemic has had a profound psychological effect on people everywhere. And psychologists, though, are very worried about a specific group of people and how it'll affect. And that's high school quarterbacks. If the upcoming fall football seasons are canceled, then psychologists are wondering where all these high school quarterbacks will be able to obtain the overinflated sense of self to help carry them into their future careers in sales.
That's funny.
It's funny to you? 4, okay. I'm sorry. It's been so hard, in this quarantine. Every day just feels like the same thing over and over. It feels like all day, all I do is lay around, order pizza, and watch Netflix. So I decided to try something new and kind of mix things up. So yesterday, I tried smoking some weed. Yeah, boy, it really changed me. I mean, I just had the best day. So I smoked some weed, and then I just laid around all day, ordered pizza, and watched Netflix. Let's see what I'm gonna read one. All right. I've been watching the hit Netflix documentary Tiger King this past week, and it's nuts. I mean, it's really, really crazy.
It really is.
The main character's name is Joe Exotic, and he is something else. He's really outspoken. He treats everybody terribly. He has this huge ego, and he's involved in some really, really shady, illegal activity. And then on top of all that, back in 2016, he's crazy enough
with no political experience whatsoever to run for president of the United States. I mean, could you imagine? There has been no traffic anywhere in the US for weeks now. Everybody home. So with no one on the road, police officers everywhere are falling way behind on their monthly quotas for writing traffic tickets. Last week, heads of all the police departments met to discuss the potential now of also pulling over white people.
Oh.
That's bad. Okay, that's all I have. That's all I have. That was funny to you. With all of us sitting home during the middle of the day, Jehovah's Witnesses have to be just chomping at the bit right now to get out. So with everyone home now all the time, how many naked people do you think mailmen see per day? This morning, I know mine saw one. What? I finally got a 5.
You didn't get a 5 last week.
Speaking of nakedness, just sit tight. So it's safe practice now to take your clothes off immediately when you come back from someplace outside the house, like going to the grocery store or something. So last week, my wife went to the grocery store, and when she got home, she immediately took off all her clothes and stood in the doorway. Overcome by the moment and the opportunity, I stood up. I walked over to her. I looked at the bags full of delicious food, and I looked at her standing there so beautiful, and I grabbed her and said, "God damn it, babe, this is a man's dream." Yesterday, I went to the store, and when I came home, immediately I took all my clothes off and set the bags down.
This is not a true story, by the way.
My wife stood up. She came over to me. She looked at the bags of food and me standing there naked and said, "God damn it, Dan, where's the milk?"
Okay.
So I made her blush.
Because you said naked so many times and those are not true stories?
They're not true stories.
Okay.
With all these tough times, though, there have been some really good moments. There have. Like the other day, for me, I got up, I did my morning routine, and I decided to go out for a walk. So I stepped outside, and the sky was filled with these brilliant blues and yellows, and the world was just humming along. I saw these beautiful birds in the trees, and they were chirping and singing the most melodic songs that you could think of. And then I rounded the corner, and a neighbor of mine was out on his lawn, and I stopped, and he told me the most hilarious story about some guy at his work. I was crying. He had me laughing so hard. I told him I loved him, and I would kiss him if I could get closer than 6 feet. I strolled home, basking in it all, this brilliant sky, the beautiful birds singing, a belly full of laughter, and I thought to myself, man, I love drinking in the morning.
You made that up?
I made that up. That's a good one. That's all I have. So, every time I start, this is like ridiculous that I'm doing this. Okay. So the big thing in America right now is, the question is, who is going to give us haircuts?
Yes,
right? Everything's closed down. So in a recent poll, 75% of men trust their wives to cut their hair for them. And in the same...
pretty high
percentage. It is. In that same poll, 100% of women said they're letting their hair grow out this spring. Okay.
That's so funny and that's so accurate.
I know. Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
You do? Okay.
You came up with that one?
I did.
I like that.
You're like, maybe I should just stop.
No, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay, because you need to cut my hair.
I do need to cut your
Yeah,
hair.
and I'm not gonna
It's
touch
getting-
your hair.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a huge hole in society right now where sports used to be just a central part of America. And right now, Major League Baseball is trying earnestly to figure out a way to start their season. And the American people have responded to this emphatically saying, baseball, take your time, we're good.
Oh. There's gonna be some haters.
Sorry, some baseball fan. I'm a baseball fan too. It's just a joke. It's got to be a tough time for mosquitoes right now. Just hanging out in parks like, where the hell is everybody?
How do you come up with this stuff? These are good this week.
Thank you. Some good mosquito humor.
That is.
I got
really
another
good.
5. I might have. I think I did my good ones too soon. Okay. You know what?
I liked that one a lot.
Here's a quarantine knock knock joke. Okay, you ready? You have
Am I
you have to be
I'm
part
being
of it.
part of it.
Okay, so knock knock.
Who's there?
Don't answer it.
I saw that coming. And you- it still startled me.
Right. Thank you
Those
for
are
listening.
really good. Good job. Then my favorite was the mosquito
You
one.
like the mosquito?